screen?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, Julie.
Can you put it in presentation mode so that we see better?
Okay, thank you. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Kindly we mute now. That's the reason. That's the reason we mute everyone. Imelda, kindly mute.
I've muted.
Okay, great. Thank you very much, Julie, for taking us through the profiling and the results of so far the mentors and mentees that we have. So my role will be to take you through the program under which this mentorship is implemented. It's called the Agro-ecology Promotion Program, and there are different initiatives under that program. So I'll be highlighting what the program is all about and what we are specifically implementing in this program as PELUM Association. So the program is called, kindly mute everyone. Imelda, mute everyone. I think that will be better. There is a particular person whose feedback we are getting. Kindly do that. So the program under which we are doing the mentorship program for which you applied is called the Agro-ecology Promotion Program. It's a global program.
Lydia's kindly unmute.
Okay, I have unmuted. So, yeah. Okay. So it's called Agro-ecology Promotion Program, which is a global program that is implemented both at global and regional levels. And it draws experiences from different programs that have been implemented on agroecology by different partners. And Julie highlighted already, it's implemented at by SDC, that is the Swedish Development Corporation, that is looking at, and IFOM International, that is looking at the global coordination of the program. Then we have the Africa component. Africa component is coordinated by BIVAT. And then we have the Southeast Asia component. So I wanted to show you that the program is a global program, and it has different partners that are implementing different components of this program, but trying to see how we learn, but with an overall strategy of looking at how agroecology can be accepted broadly as the pathway to food systems transformation, and particularly in sub-Saharan Africa and Southeast Asia. But also looking at it, how it can contribute towards improved livelihoods and the health of the people and the environment upon which our survival is based. I want to go to the next. I think that I may have to go to, I may have, yeah, it's responding. So in terms of outcomes, we look at about outcomes at 3 levels in that broadly for the program. Before I come to the specific one, the specific initiative that we are implementing as PELUM Association. Now we look at an outcome that focuses on stakeholders, and that is the civil society and the SMEs that can directly look at innovation, research, and policy implementation. Then we also look at policy makers, increasingly considering agroecology as a means to food systems transformation. Then the market actors to create, of course, the market for agroecological products that can be able to increase the incomes and then directly impact on the livelihoods of the small-scale farmers and also the other players along the agroecology value chains. So in terms of partners, the program has 3 components. I already talked about the components, the global component, then the Africa component and the Southeast Asia component. And it has 24 initiatives that are implemented by a total of 11 partners. So in terms of the arrangement, the Sub-Saharan Africa component is by BioVision Trust. And then Great LC for the South Asia. So in terms of Africa, we have different partners. PELUM Association is implementing the initiative on strengthening youth networks. Then we have PELUM Kenya is implementing an initiative on women. Then we have Shona. Then we have Agro-ecology Fund. Then we have BIVAT. We are about 6 partners in the African component.
Afronet.
And Afronet, yeah, Afronet, that is that's the 6th, the network for organic agricultural movements in Africa. Yeah, those are the number of partners in the African component that is coordinated by BIVAT. So when we come to, sorry, I think I've gone up. Now, when we come to specifically what we are implementing as PELUM Association, we are implementing the component on strengthening youth networks, and we are upscaling a program called YALTA, Youth in Agroecology Business, in Agroecology Business Learning Track Africa. It's a program that was implemented initially in Eastern Africa, in Ethiopia, Uganda, Rwanda, and Kenya. And it was focusing on business development, agroecology business development for the youth, and also a lot of learning using the caravans, the agroecology learning caravans, using the youth summits to influence policies here and there, and then the aspect of business, agroecology business incubation and learning. And I am happy that I've seen some of the pioneers of YALTA. Richard, I had Richard, I know YALTA Rwanda was, and I'm very sure, as Jean from Rwanda was highlighting, that some of the mentees that were under the YALTA program have already applied as mentors. And I think for me, that is very, 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 very important and very interesting to see that kind of growth. So in this program, we are upscaling the YALTA initiative. And we have in the same countries where it was being implemented, but we've brought on board 1 country from the south, and that is Eswatini. That's why you heard about Eswatini. So in terms of implementation, we are focusing on 5 countries, Ethiopia, Kenya, Rwanda, Uganda, and Eswatini as the country in the south, in the Southern Africa that we have brought on board. And in terms of the main target, the program has 2 areas of targets. We have a component on agroecology, business incubation, business development, and mentorship. That's one of the broad areas that the program is focusing on, where there is a lot of capacity development and mentorship for the youth in that area. Then we have the component of youth in policy influencing. So those are the two key main components that we are focusing on as in this program. But under the business, I will eventually, when we come to the activities and all that, you'll be able to see which kind of activities and which kind of outputs and outcomes we are focusing on. Now, in terms of target, we are targeting for the incubation, the agroecology business incubation and mentorship. We are targeting 1,250 youth across the 5 countries that I've already mentioned. And so from each country, we are focusing on 250. And those are the 250 mentees, which gives us the total of 1,250 mentees. Then we have a total of 250 mentors. So you're part of the 250 mentors. And each country has 50 mentors that will work with the 250. I think if you can do your mathematics, it already shows that every mentor can be responsible for about 10 people. 250 divided by 50, that's 10. But the mode of how you mentor them, I think will be more in the details of how we discuss and all that. But that is from the program development, so that you can have also the learning as a mentor when your mentees can come together and also are able to share with each other and all that. And it's implemented over a 4-year period. But to say, in terms of development for the program and all that, it took time globally. And eventually the program started in May, but part of it was last year was part of the development of the program and all that. And so the first year is ending in April this year. And we have been focusing from November last year, when almost all the real work started. We've been focusing on profiling, the advertisement and profiling of mentors and mentees, because without the mentors and mentees, we couldn't do anything. So this is very important for us to know that it's a 4-year program, and it is on a co-financing, 50 co-financing basis. We get 50% of the resources, and then we fundraise for 50% of the resources for implementing this program. Then I will go to the activities. You will bear with me a bit. Moving to the next slide seems to be taking long, but I hope it comes, or I might have to exit the slideshow because it's taking me long. I can stop sharing and share again, not to waste time. Are you able to see my screen?
Not yet.
You haven't seen it yet?
Not yet.
I think it's a network, but it's coming. Are you able to see?
Yeah.
So I'll still put it, I hope it's, You can't see well. I have to put it in a presentation mode again. I hope it doesn't again get stuck. So in terms of indicators, we look at the outcome for the program is that increased incomes. In one, our outcome that we are focusing on is on increased incomes for the youth and participation in agroecology policy spaces. So this program is looking at two aspects. When we are talking about incubation, business incubation, mentorship and all that, is looking at how the youth can be able to find business and work or get employed within the agroecology sector, and then are able to earn income from their businesses or whatever they are doing. If you're providing a service, a capacity development service, maybe you are a trainer, you're providing extension and all that, you should be able to earn from that. Of course, this is from the fact that we know that majority of our youth in Africa are unemployed. So this is one of the areas that we focus on. How do the youth get income from participating on farm? Maybe those that want to do on farm, on agroecology, those that want to do the businesses along the different segments of the agroecology. I think that is important. Then we also look at the policy, because we know that the youth must change the policy spectrum. If you're to look at the businesses in agroecology, the policy space must be very favorable for you. If you are a farmer and you have policies in your country, you are an agroecology farmer, you have policies in your country that are still not favorable for agroecology, it means it has a direct effect. If agroecology is not accepted or integrated in the policies at country level, it means that even in terms of budgeting and financing, the countries cannot be able to finance. So having agroecology participation, the youth to participate in the policy spaces in agroecology is very important, so that you can be able to shape the agenda. And in terms of indicators for that at outcome level, we are looking at least 50% of the 1,250 youth, their agroecology businesses are increased and then with income. And then 75% report increase in the participation in different policy spaces. And when we are talking about policy spaces, we mean at different level. It could be at country, it can be at your community level, it can be at regional, continental, and also international levels. In terms of outputs, we are working on two outputs that I think are very clear. The output one is focusing on knowledge, skills and on knowledge and skills in business initiatives that are enhanced, and that is where the aspect also of mentorship comes in handy. How do you mentor these youth in the businesses that they are doing, or whatever they are doing that is earning them an income along the agroecology value chains? That is very important. And we expect our indicators that 70% of the participating are reporting improved knowledge and skills, but 40% are applying the knowledge and skills to improve their own initiatives. So we look at 75% knowledge acquisition and skills, but at least 40% application of that knowledge is very important. Then also we look at 30 of the participating youth, their businesses, the agroecology businesses are developed and enhanced. So to have income and all that, actually you need the businesses to be developed. Then output 2 is looking at the policy aspect, the participation in the policy spaces. And we are looking at least the youth participating in the policy spaces at different levels. We are looking at policy statements, development of policy statements, policy proposals and briefs that can be presented, and then we are by the youth, those that are specific to the youth, that are presented to the different stakeholders in the different spaces in the 4 years period. Yeah. So you will allow me to go back, because when I have a full screen, my computer is not moving to the next. I think it's the network. Hopefully, maybe I try and remove my video, if that could be able to improve. I don't know. So I think the next I will present without the full screen, so that we are able to move faster. So if I can present without, I hope you can be able to see my screen. So in terms of activities, we have the broader activities, or the main activities. We have agroecology in business incubation and business mentorship. And under that, we have agroecology business incubation for the youth, those that have business ideas that need to be nurtured, and they have ideas that they want to start. That's one of the activities that we'll be looking at, having business incubation sessions for the youth to be able to come up. But also those youth that are upscaling. Remember, we are upscaling a program, and the assumption is that most of them are doing something. And I think from the profiling, we have been able to see. But there are also those that want to start, the businesses. So incubation is one of the activities. Then we look at capacity development and mentorship in agroecology business for the 1,250 youth. You see, the 1,250 youth are only for the mentorship. But when we look at the ones that will participate in the policy spaces, overall, we anticipate this program to reach about 500 in total, but more, of course, when we use the policy and other medium, meaning we will reach more people indirectly also. Then we will create linkages between the youth and the APP partners like Agro-ecology Fund and others. We want to have this mechanism where we can look at the linkages. How do we link the youth to the different partners under the Agroecology Promotion Program? In the Agroecology Promotion Program, we have Agro-ecology Fund and other partners. But Agro-ecology Fund, you all know it does more of the funding. So we will try, those that have good businesses, we will try and link you to them. But also we link you to other service providers. Other service providers, it could be businesses, other programs in your country, and all that, for the youth to access services and maybe access finance to be able to start up and scale up their agroecology businesses. And then we will do some bit of best awards and all that. So this is the area, agroecology business incubation and business mentorship, where you as mentors will play a very big role. Then the next is on agroecology market development and finance linkages. I've already highlighted that. And of course, we need to do the profiling of market spaces where the agroecology products can be marketed. We need to profile and map those spaces in different areas where the agroecology products can be marketed. That's one of the areas that the program will be focusing on. Then we also look at youth participation in national business, support some youth to participate in national business and investment forums. Then we also look at business linkages between the youth and other sector players, be it banks, microfinance, and other development partners. Then, the other one is focusing on youth networks strengthening. And of course, we are also trying to profile youth networks. And under youth networks, we are trying to get the networks at country level and at continental level that you can be able to work with, and maybe we try and create a big movement of youth in agroecology, and those that will be our partners in the policy spaces and all that. We will focus on organizing national and regional youth summits on policies in agroecology. And we already are organizing a youth side event at the second Eastern Africa Agroecology Conference. Then we will also look at supporting the youth to participate in other continental, national, and regional forums and that are organized by other agroecology partners. Yes. Then we have the aspect on capacity development, and that is capacity development in agroecology, business development, and financial management. Then we have capacity development and networking and policy advocacy and business movement. Then organizing regional youth summits and caravans and youth advocacy and learning events. Now, in terms of mentorship, I want to come back to the mentorship. We have the 1,250 mentors plus you, the 250 mentors. We expect that mentors will do mentorship sessions, at least a minimum of 3 mentor-mentee sessions per year on agroecology, business development, and also other 3 sessions per year in agroecology and other identified training needs that you may identify for your mentee. So, and also in terms of the roles of mentors, continuation of the roles of the mentors, you will do capacity development, mentor coaching, and mentorship of your mentees. Then also you will convene some meetings with your mentees and support their needs. You need to create a relationship with your mentees so that you can be able to support them and know what they want and support them to grow whatever initiatives they are involved in that they want to move to the next step. Then the roles of PELUM under the mentorship. The PELUM RS focuses on coordination of joint capacity development of mentors and mentees. If we have this, like for instance, this bringing you together, all the mentors from different countries, that is our role, because we are the ones that are coordinating the program as PELUM Association, the regional secretariat. Then we will organize joint learning, those that are regional level. Then also convene joint review meetings with the mentors so that we learn from each other. When we bring the mentors, all of you from different countries, you can be able to share how things are working, but also for the mentees as well. Then at the PELUM country chapters and YALTA, Rwanda. So in the 5 countries, in Rwanda, the program, the country level implementation is done by the PELUM country chapters and YALTA Rwanda. In Rwanda, it is YALTA Rwanda, but Eswatini, Ethiopia, Kenya, and Uganda, it's the PELUM country chapters there that are implementing. So we expect that the mentors will work directly with the country chapters and then YALTA. Then they will also support the country specific or country level capacity development for mentors in identified needs. I think that's what I can give about the program. Thank you for listening to me. Over to you, Julie.
Thank you so much, Medias, for briefing us about the YALTA projects, the program, the APP program, and also briefing us about the roles of the mentor and also the different institutions.